subscribe. Subscribe to my guy, Uncle D. Tell him Big Bass sent you.
Jennifer Sterling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas, an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father, I have black sons. Hey man, I do what I do. A settling trend has emerged. The liberals have lost the presidential race. And rather than examining the shortcomings of Kamala Harris's campaign, of the media is directing blame towards black men. Black men somehow bear responsibility for this outcome as if our choices at the ballot box were an act of betrayal.
Quit breaking my heart.
Hey, Big Bass.
Ooh, quit breaking my heart. Oh,
you hate black women. You can't say you don't now.
They'll start killing you young one by one by one. They gonna start killing y'all.
When the police got your ass in the mother chokehold,
don't you come calling black women. Don't you come calling us to come march for your ass.
Cause y'all just fucking hate women. That's all it is. Of course they wouldn't go vote for no black lady. When you a black woman surrounded by black men, what? So that's a good candidate for you? Someone who just hates everybody?
Bad guy, blame me, never faded. How you be the most loved and the most hated? Every other race you respect overrated. The greatest of all time first got created. Yeah, bad guy, blame me, never faded. How we be the most loved and the most hated. Every other race you respect overrated. The greatest of all time first got created. Ooh. You can scrub me, or even thug me. Baby, even at my worst, they still love me. How he locked up, she loyal to a known G. To leave your husband, he ain't giving you strong D. Gotta tighten up, put me on your defense. A lot of debauchery popping in the deep end. See, your corners ain't shutting down, hit the bench. A lot of suckers sipping on the Kool-Aid, you a simp. Bring it back home to the streets. Like father, like son, Lil Meech, Big Meech. Like Bronny and his dad, footsteps trying to follow. We ain't gonna let you make a nigga endorsing Kamala. Black men celebrate, pop a few bottles. Middle fingers up, rest in peace, now follow. Most loved, most hated, most hated. We passing out fades, anybody wanna fade it? Be careful what you wish for, all my lovely ladies. Cause every baby terminated, God gon' make you haters. Most loved, most hated, most hated. Passing out fades, anybody wanna fade it? Careful what you wish for, all my lovely ladies. Cause every baby terminated, God gon' make you haters on. That guy, blame me, never faded. How we be the most loved and the most hated? Every other race you respect overrated. Greatest of all time first got created. Bad guy, blame me, never faded. How you be the most loved and the most hated? Every other race you respect overrated. Greatest of all time first got created. Black men, they told us they ain't even want us. No matter what is going on, put the blame on us. Kevin spoke up, then they put the shame on us.
Brother Sperling met his fiance in my mixed group. That's my wife. I'm gonna put her through law school. She's gonna become an attorney at my practice. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Blizzard King defended him, they put the flames on him. Next time white women went Trump crazy. Left you standing there talking about deleting babies.
Black women so goddamn stupid that y'all just allow society to say that she's a black woman.
Not hers, Maria, Jackie Chan. You the only one that went against your man. You the only one that's fighting for every plan. You the only one that left you right where you stand. Power is a mother. Ain't it? Make a woman wanna be a nah, ain't it? That's your uncle, but she used to be your auntie. We don't wanna see you in power, that's how you paint it. Original Big Mama, original Miss Mammy, original Ma Dear.
I'm Donald Trump's new communication director because all the rest of them sorry asses got fired.
Yeah, original Black Granny. What happened to you? You fell for the eye candy. Left your black man, your black family. Took them handouts, them goodies and giveaways. Just look around your hood, see this the price you pay.
In Georgia, it was even worse. One exit poll said that 69% of white women voted for Trump. Even after he took away their reproductive rights and was found liable for sexual assault, the majority of white women voters still chose patriarchy over their own liberation.
That's it.
It's that simple.
Bad guy, blame me, never faded. How you be the most loved and the most hated? Every other race you respect overrated. The greatest of all time first got created. Ooh.
That 69% of white women voted for Trump.
Yeah, bad guy, blame me, never faded. How we be the most loved and the most hated. Every other race you respect overrated. Greatest of all time first got created. Ooh.
69% of white women voted for Trump.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Ooh.
I'm tired. Black women, it's time for us to clock out. It's time for us to clock out. I'm telling you. When all the immigrants,
Few moments
all the Puerto
later.
Ricans start getting deported, we clocked out. We not riding.
Independence Day. On August 15th, 1947, men and women all over India rejoiced in the declaration of the independence of the country of India. Today, on August 15th, 2020, I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent. So I hope you celebrate today, and then tomorrow, I hope you join me in getting to work.
Is this your king? Is this your king? You will become the 47th President of the United States.
The former president's comeback will be complete with a win in Wisconsin, a state that he narrowly lost 4 years ago. He's now the second president in U.S. history to win non-consecutive terms. The first was
My bad, can you guys hear me? Hit the number one button. My bad, y'all. Like I'm saying, while you all couldn't hear me, I got caught up into that video, man. That was pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. Big shout out, real powerful. In fact, shout out to Big Bass Life. What's up? Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the broadcast, man. What's up, man? Shout out to my members. I got all my members in here. Where my members at, man? Shout out to Mr. 43TX. Thank you so much for your membership, sir. Hope you're having a great day. Who else we got in here? Mark, the freelancer. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate you too. Where are the rest of my members at? All my members make some noise so that I can acknowledge you, because you are the real MVPs. Next up, I want to give a big shout out to Boris Barracuda. I also got 43TX Professor Max. Thank you so much. Braxton, Snake Fiend. Who else we got up in here, man? I already gave a shout out to Mark. Broken Blade, big up to you. And who else? I hope I didn't miss anybody. Chaos Rain, man. What up? My name is Dennis Sperling. I'm here tonight to, educate you again on this tomfoolery and shenanigans that we seem to have going on right now. Okay, it looks like Elon Musk. Well, first of all, let me just go ahead and finish introducing myself. So, I've been here for a while, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I enjoy doing what I do, and I like to educate people on certain things. I have been, for the most part, for the past, I guess, 5 or so years, kind of just focusing on being an advocate for Black men, which I still am, but there's so many people out there now that have taken over that spot. So, I don't want to oversaturate it. But nevertheless, now at this particular juncture, I'm enjoying talking about politics. I've really enjoyed this, and I think you all have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed these conversations that I've been having here, make sure, if you like the new format, make sure you hit the number one button. Go ahead and do that. Let me know you enjoy the new format. We got some folks in here. I know some folks. These are my regulars up in here. We got the regulars going on in here. So shout out to all the regulars, the dedicated, the few. You guys make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and that way we can get this algorithm moving and shaking, so I can ease on down the road to 100,000. And I like putting out high quality informational videos, stuff you can listen to, conversations, or I guess lectures, if you would call it, that you can listen to while you're riding in your truck, riding in your car, stuff you can get back to. I've been limiting the profanity, even though sometimes it feels good to get it out, you know. Got my jelly jar on hit. And, you know, I appreciate you guys, man. So shout out to everybody who's been here for a minute. Now, that being the case, family, everybody out there, all my folks here in the good old US of A, most folks that come to my chat, most people are from the United States. And so that's my home team. But anyway, we need to have a real conversation. And this is not going to be a soft one. You know, you see the title, guess who's going to prison? Okay. And a lot of politicians, that's who. So this is not going to be a feel-good conversation, because what we're about to discuss is going to hurt some feelings. But the truth is the truth, and it's long overdue. About the past 60 years, and I want to redirect this to the Black folks in the chat room, because I know the majority of my followers are Black people, but you've been the most loyal voting bloc the Democratic Party has ever had, okay? And no other group has been as consistently dedicated, as blindly trusting, or as overwhelmingly supportive of one party as we have been for the Democrats. Now, and what has that gotten us? What have we gotten for it? We got a lot of empty promises. We got a lot of broken communities, failing schools. What else? Mass incarceration signed into law by a Democratic president. Remember that. Okay, I want you to keep that in mind. And we have a lot of excuses. Okay. Oh, and they always have an excuse when it comes to us. But when it comes to everybody else, somehow they always manage to find the money. Somebody type money in the chat room, right? There's always a shortage of money when it comes to Black folks. For years, they told us they don't have any money for reparations. They don't have the money to clean up our neighborhoods. They don't have the money to rebuild our schools. Okay? They don't have the money to invest in Black businesses. But guess what? Thanks to this audit by Doge, D-O-G-E, somebody type Doge in the chat room. I guess that's French. Now we have proof that they do have the money, and they have a whole lot of it. They just don't have it for you. So I hope that you're ready for some hard truths, because tonight we're going to talk about the biggest financial crime ring in America's history. And that's what I see coming on the horizon. It's been operating right underneath our noses, using your tax dollars to line the pockets of corrupt politicians. And guess what? The jig is up. The house of cards is falling, and a whole lot of people in Washington, D.C. are going to prison. For decades, USAID has been a secret slush fund for the political elite, sending billions of dollars overseas under the guise of foreign aid. And while funneling, and I'm going to tell you this, they're not just sending $1 million over there, $10 million over there. Some of it's being funneled back. You know, those random trips that a lot of these politicians end up taking to those odd countries for whatever reason, to check on their pet projects. I wouldn't be surprised if many of them came back with a satchel full of cash. I wouldn't be surprised if many of them had offshore accounts. I wouldn't be surprised. You have all these politicians, NGOs, special interest groups. They told you it was about helping the world. making the world see us in a better eye. But in reality, it was about helping themselves. Now, for the first time, they've been exposed, and it's not just a scandal, it's a reckoning. So Elon Musk is been appointed by Donald Trump to run the Department of Governmental Efficiency, DOGE, and it's pulling back the curtain, and the Democrats are losing their minds. Why? Because they're not being given access to the process. They don't have any supervision over what's going on, and they can't stop it. They can't interfere, and they can't cover it up. And that, my friends, tells you everything you need to know. Ask yourself, all my folks out there with common sense, why would they fight so hard against the audit? Why would they try to subpoena Elon Musk and block his investigations and smear the very people exposing the truth? Just today, the little 25-year-old boy said some off-color racist nerd stuff, and they got him fired from his job, and he was the oldest one. So immediately they start gunning for these young men, these young kids out there who are auditing them. Why are you gunning for kids? What do you have to hide? It's simple. Because when this is over, some of the biggest names in Washington, I'm talking about senators, I'm talking about representatives, I'm talking about bureaucrats, are going to be wearing orange jumpsuits. That's why. And let's be real. This isn't just about one party. This corruption runs deep on both sides, but right now, it's the Democrats who are in full panic mode. They know their system of backdoor deals and shady contracts and offshore money laundering is being dismantled. It's being exposed to the world. Shoot, Elon Musk is talking about putting the IRS on a blockchain, or the Department of Treasury on blockchain, so everybody can see what they're doing. But instead of taking responsibility, they're trying to shut it all down before more names get exposed. But here's the problem. They can't stop what's already in motion. See, the receipts are there. The transaction has been traced. The American people are watching, and the DOJ under Pam Bondi, well, indictments are coming. You understand? They would have been better off confirming Matt Gaetz. You know, Matt Gaetz, he was sending cash apps to prostitutes across America. They had a whole chain of cash. They'd have been better off confirming him, because he's a politician. But Pam Bondi is a lifelong prosecutor. Okay, and she was a Florida attorney general. She is level 10 ruthless when it comes to prosecuting cases. And once she gets the evidence, she will proceed. And if they don't cop a plea, they're going to the Fed or both. And here's where it gets even uglier. You would think that the people who are supposed to represent us, our black politicians, would be the first in line to demand answers, especially considering how much need we as black people have in our community. You think they would be the first ones fighting to expose this corruption? Wrong, because the main people trying to stop this audit are the ones doing the most screaming and crying about Elon Musk and his team. They're black politicians. And I have to ask myself, why? Why? Because they're part of the scam. See, that's why. They are part of the scam, and they can't get around it. But either way, you know what I do. Let's go ahead and begin and commence looking. Let's start looking at the hot mess that has, and this is probably flown under most of you all's radar, because you got jobs to do. You have things to do. You don't have time to watch this stuff. And that's why you got me, baby. You understand? You got Uncle D, baby. So look. Do what you got to do. If you learn something tonight, if you learned something that you didn't know, well, you guys make sure you show me some love. Now, check this out. This is a little long, but I want to show. Now, this is the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., okay? And in this Department of Education are these young people or this team of folk that Elon Musk has retained. Keep in mind, Elon Musk is not even taking a fee. Okay. I mean, the man is worth almost half a $1 trillion at this point. He's not even taking a fee. All right. It's basically him and these little fellas right here. Let me see if I can pull this picture up so you can see these little fellas. I mean, it is straight up Revenge of the Nerds with these guys. I mean, golly, they are not. Let me see if I can pull it up. I want you all to see these fellas. They don't look like they could run a mile between them. Okay. Well, actually, let me see here. And the media is hot as fish grease about these dudes. This is they right here. Let me pull it up so you guys can see. And their ages are right next to them. Okay. But there they are. 19, 21, 24, 22, 23, and 25. They are literally turning the American political system on its face, right? I mean, they got them all on their backs. So this is Maxine Waters right here in the back. They literally posted up in front of the Department of Education. And look at her. Look, she's about 83. Okay, she is the representative of Watts, California. Listen to her. Look at her cut of food. Somebody type Auntie Maxine in the chat room. Auntie.
We are members of Congress. Come in. You're blocking us.
See this man here, who is a federal employee. He told us.
He's not.
Are you a federal employee?
Are you a federal employee?
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money to make sure that we have a Department of Education. Everybody at the Department of Education are here because we pay for them.
They pay me now.
He's standing here today, blocking the door, and he can't give us a good reason why he's blocking.
Why she poking the man like that? Get your hands off of that man. Why you all poking him, Auntie Maxine, up there picking fights? You look at the dude, boy. That dude, he didn't come to work for this. Look at his eyes. Look at he didn't come. He didn't come, and they put him out there. Oh man, he didn't come to work for that. Come on, let's go back to Auntie. Auntie,
right here.
Look at my man. He like, look at it. Look, he like, oh. Look at your boy's face. Oh, look, thrown out. I could have gone back to Afghanistan for this. Oh my God. Let's keep going.
Well, and I think it should be clear to parents in the United States, if you want to advocate on behalf of your children.
Here we go. All boy. Why are our people out there? Why are they? Shout out to Black Sand. Thank you for being the first person to contribute to the cash app. I'm not having too much fun tonight. I will not be up here having too much fun. But come on.
Allowed to come into this building.
How are not allowed?
Parents who have children who are disabled. Access is being blocked. You voted.
You
voted for members of Congress to advocate on behalf of your children with disabilities, for young women who have been victims of sexual assault in our classrooms.
What about all the money y'all been sending around the world so we can pass the gay? What about this? You have passed millions of dollars to Africa for the gay. That's what you're doing. What are you doing to the gay? It seems to be what this is for, okay? That's why I want you to know. You're not talking about children. You're not talking about feeding the poor. You have a lot of money for the gay. That's what I see from you. But let's continue listening.
On our school grounds, members of OCR are fighting for your children.
We are not
allowed in the building to talk to them. We are not allowed.
They don't want you in there talking to them. They're busy. Why don't you go back to the Congress building and do what they do over there? Okay, they don't need you in there. They're counting money. They're trying to figure out where the money's been going. They don't need you in there fooling with them. Okay, ma'am, that's where you outside. Okay, somebody say outside.
On behalf of America's children, America, we have a problem.
Now, everybody stand back and let the cameras see. They're calling all of these gun-loading people.
Oh, so she talking about these dudes in the back. Police, that's DHS. They're calling all these gun-loading people, and they got them in there. We feel threatened. We feel like they don't want us to come in there. Look at my man. My man just out there with his little polo. I mean, he, you know, it's Friday. He probably had a little date tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. Now he's on national TV. He on national TV. He didn't come to work for this.
They're calling them out on us.
They're calling them out on that.
Who do you see back there? The doors will open. Do they have guns on them?
Huh? They have guns on? Yes, they do have guns on them. Yes, they do. Auntie Maxine.
They have guns?
Yeah.
Are they prepared to shoot us?
Now look, now you taking it too darn far. We trying to get a headline. Okay? We could say that, and we could derail this whole thing. That's what I'm doing. Look, Auntie Maxine with that wig cocked up on the right side.
We want in.
We want in. Look at my man. My man whole tone change. He like, oh God. Now they're gonna say I tried to shoot a black lady. Oh my God. My boy is done. Look at his face. He is done. Even the dude right here to the right. Hold on, he didn't say all that. Oh my God, I don't want to get involved in that. Oh, Maxine, she's about 85 years old. She's like 80-something. You about 90. Auntie, you like a great-great-grandma. Why don't you go sit down somewhere?
On the door.
All access entrance.
All in. Government.
Dude in the back speaking sign language. Here we want them to come in. Let them in. You ain't coming in. Look at my man. My man just, you know.
Member of Congress.
Okay, here we go.
Of the Progressive.
He said, I don't know what that old black lady's saying, but I'm just a member of Congress and I'm not going to go anywhere near that. Let me say, I want to keep my career going. I didn't get, anything like them. I'm just here,
Caucus. I'm vice-ranking member of the Education.
What is that? You are the vice-ranking member? That means you are not number one, sir. That's all that translates to. You are not the number one. Vice-ranking member.
Committee, and the baseline responsibility of the Congress is to oversee our federal agencies.
I bet you won't be overseeing what they're doing right now. I bet you won't be. I bet you won't oversee that. They're going to oversee what you've been doing.
Each and every one of us have been in this building and through these doors.
Not today. You're not going in that building and through those doors. Somebody type not today. Somebody type not today.
But of course, as soon as we get word that Elon Musk and Donald...
As soon as we got word that Elon Musk and them kids was over here looking at the books, we rushed over here as fast as we could to come talk loud and try to get in the way and get the cameras involved. But what we didn't realize that the American public wants to see the outcome. Somebody type audit in the chat room. Audit in the chat room. That's
Trump
what's happening.
Shut down the Department of Education.
No, they're not shut down.
They don't want to let members of Congress
you don't need to come in there today. That's
Musk and the Republicans, they say they're supposedly about saving us money, bringing transparency.
No, they're not saving the money. They're trying to see where you put the money. If you had been saving money, it wouldn't be in there today, sir.
Where the dollars really go? No, they're the ones that lock the doors and make sure that your elected representative...
They lock the doors and put the police out there so y'all wouldn't come up in there talking loud and distracting them from looking at these books, okay? And I got a detailed list of where your money's been going. That's what we're going to talk about. Let's keep listening.
Can't even ask questions.
No, you can't.
You know.
Uh-oh, here come Auntie. Somebody type Auntie Maxine in the chat room. Go in.
That they're responsible for all of the student loans?
Do you know that they're responsible for... So let me get you mean they might lose the student loan information? Hold on a minute. They might lose the student loan. Somebody need to hit Elon up on X and say, hook me up, dog. Hook me up. That's what somebody, everybody just gone. All my Sally Mae people up in here, inside joke, all my Sally Mae people, all my Stafford subsidized and unsubsidized loan people, y'all go ahead, hit him up on X and tell him, drop your name. Go slide in his inbox and see if he can get that loan removed for you. Praise Moses. Keep it going.
In this country?
I hear that they want to cut those student loans give them as tax cuts to their billionaires.
So what they want to do is cut out all the extra spending that y'all been doing to try to make that's what they want to do. Get rid of that. That's what's happening.
And are they aware of Title I, where mothers are getting up, going to work for minimum wages, and
only in that, but y'all been giving our money to Guatemala for sex changes. So I don't think the mothers getting up making minimum wage are the problem here. That's not the issue.
They cannot afford the education that the billionaires have for their children, and we try to help them by giving money to this kind of person here.
Elon Musk is not taking any of your money. He's not taking a salary. The man has half the money of the world already from selling little electric cars and building spaceships and rockets and things. Shout out to my man, Rich Turner. He said, Maxine, what? I can't believe it. Jesus, I can't believe it. Y'all know.
And the people who work here included all of the people in this country and those Title I families who
ain't
need
nobody
some
worried
help,
about Title
both
I.
in urban areas and rural areas.
That's not what they worried about, Auntie.
Who can't even afford the
You about to be headed back to Watts, California. You're going to be done in a minute.
that they need for their children while they're taking
They don't
these
need it
jobs,
right now.
making minimum wages. And we're helping them with
just
Title
the
I.
audit.
And this man is blocking the door. He says he's a federal employee.
Look at my man. They left him alone for a minute. He's still there, head down. He just trying to deal with it. Praise God. Look at my man right there. He got, his little, what color? What is that? Brown? What kind of shirt? Is that like an off brown looking color, man? I mean, but
He won't tell us who gave him permission to do this. All he knows is he's going to stand here and tell the members of Congress who are elected.
He doing his job, Maxine. He doing his job. Maxine look like the type to tell on you when you at your little job. Let me talk to your manager. I've been telling him the whole time that I came in here for some pickled pig feet, and he keep taking me to the wrong aisle. Where's your manager right now? I need to see him right now. Okay? I'm done with that.
Vote for the funding for all of them in this building, and for the student loans, and for the...
My boy just looking at the side of the head. He just trying to keep his little arm folded. He trying not to make no contact. He doing the best he can.
He's going to tell us that we can't come in and talk with anybody. Is that right?
Look, he ain't you. Who you? Is that right? He's not talking to you. This is not church. Amen. Let the church say amen. Amen. No, he ain't speaking to you. Oh, no.
Does this remind you of the other people who have blocked the schoolhouse doors before?
Oh, here they go. Does that remind you of the other people that blocked the schoolhouse door? Why you got to bring up what our ancestors did? We trying to figure out how much money y'all been stealing. This ain't got nothing to do with the people who integrated the schools in Arkansas. Stop bringing up our ancestors, ma'am. Stop trying. See, I hate when they do that. Every time it get hot, okay, they always racist. They love saying that. Stop pillaging the reputation and the desire of our ancestors to seek freedom and equality for your own self-serving purposes. That is blasphemy as far as I'm concerned, related to our ancestors. But listen to this. Yeah, that's a good one, girl. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Go with what she said. You go ahead and talk now, and I'll keep talking in a minute.
This is a flashback. Yeah.
You ain't have no flashback. You ain't even old enough to have been there. Okay, you ain't Ruby. That's not who you are. Cut it out.
Yes.
You know, this is
Look at the little Latino, like, you know you wasn't there, girl. You know your people wasn't there. Cut it out.
a civil rights violation. They're prepared.
Civil rights violation. Because they won't let you in the building because they working. That's a civil rights violation. This is what we talking about. Look at all these buzzwords they selling out, man. Just think about that. This has got to be out of playbook. Okay. Next thing is gonna be racism. They didn't let me in because I'm racist. I mean, just you are getting audited. We want to know where the money went. America wants to know. I think even the Democrats who voted for Kamala Harris, now that they found out that, they're like, hold on a minute. A lot of them will say, hold on a minute. Where's the money? You see what I'm saying? Let's keep listening.
To lock the schoolhouse doors.
This ain't a schoolhouse, baby. That's Washington, D.C. That is the Department of Education. That is not a schoolhouse. You're not going in there trying to learn your ABCs. Elon Musk and them young ass boys, excuse my language, pardon me, I'm getting a little, anyway. They're in there auditing your books. That's what they're doing. They're trying to figure out where the money went.
Of 49 million children in America who go to public schools.
We want to know about kickbacks. Look at my man. Look at my man. Golly. He just like, fuck it. This is the longest 5 minutes of his life. This is the longest.
Scholarships and loans and grants for higher education.
And now the police are behind this door.
The police are behind this door.
And I know he was told to come out here and do this. Yes, he was. He was told to come out here.
Yes, he was. He was told to come out here because y'all's going to come in there trying to bum rush the door. That's why.
Block members of Congress from entering an all-access entrance to the Department of Education as we fight in defense of public education and students.
No, maybe he'll save his job. Okay, back up, and this is going to go out in history.
Here, look at my man. My man got his hand on his face. Look at my man with his. Look, listen what she say.
Block the doors of the Department of. Hold your face up so they
Look at my man. Look, he done. Look at his face. He is done. He got his little glasses up on his head. He is just done. Like, oh God. He probably got a black girlfriend and everything. Oh man. Oh man.
Of education. Get a good.
He looked like he want to kind of laugh too. He looked like he want to bust out and laugh.
Let him get recorded in history for what he.
Let him get recorded and hit. Girl, ain't nobody gonna look at this. The dude, people watching this with me barely want to look at it. The only reason they watch it because you funny. Okay, we laughing at you.
Doing today. Let his children see him.
Oh, he might not even have kids. You are. First of all, you're assuming that he is a he. He might be a she. Okay, he might identify as they them. I don't like your pronouns, Auntie Maxine. You better watch it. Okay, he might be a masculine presenting lesbian, and you're just misgendering him. Okay, so you better watch it. All right, you better slow your roll, Auntie Maxine. I'm just saying.
Know that he was standing in the way
His
of
children.
all children being educated.
Look at the shame, boy. This is some level. This is some high level shame, and she throwing up. I mean, racist. She good at it. She could give her a clap. She's done this before. She has done this. Look at me. Let me run that back. Look at the hand moving. It's like your grandma talked to. Look at me now. You ate my doggone glass. You hid my teeth that was on the side of my dresser, and you done hear that. I'm gonna tell your mama you can't come over here and visit me no more. All right, look at what you did.
Educated.
Look
them in the eye.
Look them in the eye.
Hold your face up.
Hold your face up and look them in the eye. You see, she telling him to hold it. That's a grown man. You tell him to hold your face up and look him in the eye. Hold your face up. And what's your name again? Hold your face up and look him in the eye and tell him who you are. Shout out to my man, Rich Turner. Moby said, I didn't stop making music for this. That's Moby, yeah. Let's look at my man.
Let him see you.
Let him see you.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Tell us your name.
My man, he like, God.
That ID again.
Give me that ID again. Are you like the school police or something, man? Look, run that back.
Hold your face up.
Hold your face up.
Let him see you.
Let him see you.
Look at it.
Look at it.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Tell us your name.
Tell us your name. Yeah.
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
I showed you already, ma'am, lady. Show him again. Show him your ID again. You're gonna go down in history. You run up there with the worst people ever did it. You. Show him your ID again. I can't remember your name. Show him again.
You let me see the ID again.
Let me see that ID again.
Huh?
Oh.
No? Will someone else ask him for
Somebody else tell him to get an ID again.
the ID?
Yeah,
Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it.
Come over here and tell it, boy.
You didn't see it.
Give me ID. I want you look at that. Why y'all harassing this man? Y'all are horrible. I would hate to.
Because there is a question as to whether or not
you don't want her cooking you Thanksgiving dinner. Get in there and get the sugar. This is not the sugar that I wanted you to get from the grocery store. I told you to get granulated. You got natural powder. Go on back up there and get it right.
You're a private security agent. That's important to us, or an
Shout out to
employee of
Alonzo
the
Dunn.
Department of Education. There's no identification on you.
Dude, man, look, I feel sorry for this dude, man. I feel sorry. I'm glad it ain't me. I feel sorry for him, man. See, my man is dealing with it. He just
Did you get that picture?
Did you get that picture? We gonna put him on all the media tonight. He gonna be all the paper.
Everybody got that another job when they closed down.
The boy's done. He's done. Look at him. He like talking to his wife. Look, I didn't go anywhere. Mary, I've been here the whole time. Darn it.
Department of Education. Have you been promised another job in lieu of?
So you're letting us in? I'm going in. We'll be going in with you. We'll go in with you.
Look, I'm not going in.
We're not dangerous. I'm not.
We're not. I want y'all. This is the epic part. I want y'all to listen to this very carefully. Everybody listen.
In lieu
so you're letting us in? I'm going in. We'll be going in with you. We'll go in with you.
We're not dangerous. I'm not. I got bad arthritis. I'm not going to hurt you.
I'm not dangerous. I got bad arthritis. Did you just tell this man on national TV you got bad arthritis? Is that that's your best line? You got bad arthritis. Why are you, ma'am? If y'all don't cut it out, who voted for these people? Shout out to Winnie. Oh, I got bad. Let's listen to that again. When I heard that initially, I was like, no, she didn't say that. No, she didn't. She got bad.
We'll be going in with you. We'll go in with you.
Just listen.
We're not dangerous. I'm not. I got bad arthritis. I'm not.
I got bad arthritis. Praise God. Look at the little Jewish lady laughing at it. You got bad arthritis. Lord Jesus.
He wants you to do something. I can't.
I want you. He wants you to do something. I can't do nothing, girl. I got this arthritis in my hip. Okay. I need to get this hip replacement. I ain't had a chance to get some free time. Because I likes my bingo on Tuesday night, and I can't go away. I'm on the bingo team, so I can't get away. But I do got this arthritis in my hip and my bunions too. My bunion on my left foot, Lord Jesus, my hip bad on my right foot. I just wobbles up the street. Hallelujah.
I can't, Maxine. I'm not capable.
Yeah.
All I got is my mouth, my questions, my agency as Article 1.
Why she rolling up on him like that? All I got is my mouth. That's all I can do. I am not dangerous, sir. I'm not dangerous at all. But I'm going to talk, though. I'm going to keep talking.
The Constitution, that's all I got.
All I have.
That's all I got.
My man, look at my man's face, man. Dude is dealing with it. He dealing with it. I just shout out to Rent Turner.
All I got. That's all I got. I'm not a prize fighter, except for children.
I'm not a prize fighter except for children, ma'am.
On behalf of my 3 children, my 3 grandchildren, my 3 great-grandchildren.
David, great-great-grandma. Meemaw, look, we know too much about you now. You got arthritis in your hip. You got a bunion. Okay, you got 3 children, 3 great-grandchildren, and 3 children. Well, that's too much information. We don't need to hear all that. We don't need to hear all that. Everybody else just walked away. They like, oh, I don't want to be in this.
And for the ones that are coming, I got 3 great-granddaughters.
That's too much information.
Guaranteed to have a legacy of more children who are going to need an education.
I'm guaranteed to have a legacy. You talking?
Standing in the gap for them.
No, you're not. You trying to figure out what they know.
Who can't do what I'm doing today.
Education right now, where they have locked the doors. I've been in this
they locked the door. I'm not about to get up here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Jim Harefield. Put that.
Why y'all put his name out there? Now you just got the band name out there like that, man. Come on, man. I'm not about to play this game. So anyway, this is who this. You see, they mad. They big mad. They mad. I ain't seen them this mad in a minute. But a lot of Americans have had a lot to say about this. It's a lot about. I want you to hear what all the Democrats. Here you go.
Democratic Party have lied to us about everything.
Yes, they have.
They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about
being the party that wants to help poor people.
No,
okay, the last several weeks have proven.
What have they proven, brother? Tell them this is what all y'all that voted for Kamala Harris. This is for you.
Us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people.
You're not wrong.
And that's why I'm so angry.
I ain't mad at it.
In the dark, it's all coming out in the open and under scrutiny and stuff, which I think it is the fight that we want. We should relish this. People have been clamoring to rein in government, this administrative state that's out of control. It needs to be dismantled. And now that permanent Washington really doesn't want people to know how this money gets spent. And
see, here's the thing. For years, in fair use, like the politicians, both sides, they had an agreement. You don't snitch on us, we won't snitch on you. We'll all get rich off the American taxpayer. And we as Americans said, nah, you know what? We're tired of that. We need some change. We are $38 trillion in debt. Where is the money going? Because as far as I can tell, the roads are messed up. Planes are falling out the sky. We have antiquated airports, antiquated highways, antiquated railway stations. Where's the speed rail? Why do countries like Japan that we helped rebuild after World War II have better infrastructure and more modernized infrastructure than us? Why is it that when Americans go to Dubai, they're like, man, these folks built an immaculate city in the middle of the desert, and yet Detroit looks like a bomb hit it. You understand what I'm saying? So we're tired. Where's our money going? Where did our $38 trillion go?
USAID is at the top of the list of corrupt organizations that have spent money on DEI programs in Uganda and sex change operations in South America. It's an insult to taxpayers. So this is really shaking up sort of business as usual in Washington. They like this stuff in the dark. It's all coming out in the open and under scrutiny, and that's a good thing. And they're mad about it. So they, like I said, they can
mad about it.
Right now is we're getting a chance to see what happens when you take a business approach to the government in the White House. We're seeing.
Yeah, let me go ahead. I don't want to get zipped and zapped for that. So let me go ahead and play a little music in the background. But you hear what Joe Rogan is talking about.
Right now with this whole USAID thing, where they're uncovering massive amounts of corruption and waste and just a lot of weird shady shit with NGOs and where an enormous amount of money is going. And you're seeing someone look at this thing that is incredibly efficient almost by design.
The role of Elon Musk.
Now this is
it's a puzzling role for many people, certainly in this.
Here, I want you guys to check this out. This was on earlier. This is the Democrats trying to get the rest of the Republicans in the House. Shout out to Alonzo Dunn to subpoena Elon Musk. Get him off his job that he's not being paid for, right? Get him over there so that they can sit him in front of and ask some questions. Now, here's the trick. If you lie to Congress, it's a federal offense. So what they would like to be able to do is get him in front of Congress, get him on record, let him say something that may be off color, off center or whatever, and then come back and say he perjured himself. And so that's the game. We could just get him in front. We'll send him a subpoena and we'll get him in front of Congress, make him say something, and then we'll subpoena him again and try to have him indicted later. But guess what happened?
It's a puzzling role for many people, certainly on this side of the aisle, and I think for some on yours. Who is this unelected billionaire that he can attempt to dismantle federal aid?
Who you talking about? Elon Musk? You don't know who Elon Musk is? Sorry. You don't know who this unelected billionaire, all those people who've been stealing our money and sending it off all around the world were unelected either. They were appointed. They got jobs, just like the rest of these federal employees that we're trying to get rid of.
Agencies, fire people, transfer them, offer them early retirement, and have sweeping.
The president of the United States, duly elected by the majority of the country, decided to do that. and he decided he got somebody else to do it for him, which is within his purview.
Changes to agencies without any congressional review, oversight, or concurrence. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, given his prominence and his importance, I move.
Just in case you guys don't know, this is the guy that this is the congressman that the lady congressman had the argument with the other day. He kept saying, I want to reprimand her for using the slang word for the trans community. She kept saying, Randy. They are berserk up there.
That the committee subpoena Elon Musk to come before it as a witness at the earliest possible moment. And I so move.
Look.
Mr. Chairman, why don't we want to debate Elon Musk?
And so they won't even let him have a debate on. Look how they
coming in and talking to us about his work and how he's enriched himself for $64 billion.
Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Dr. Fox.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to table the motion.
There's a motion to table.
In other words, we're going to have a vote. We're not going to let y'all entertain this foolishness. We're going to vote on it. It's going to be up or down. The majority wins. That's it. You're not going to debate. You're not going to filibuster. We're not talking about it. He's not coming in here. We know what you're trying to do.
There's second by Mr. Higgins.
Point of order,
Now,
Mr.
the motion is not debatable.
Motion is not
as many
point of order, Mr.
are in
Chairman.
favor of tabling. Point of order. State your point.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's outrageous that this committee will not even entertain a motion.
No, you state your
Chairman, that's not a point of order.
Somebody who's breaking the law and dismantling our.
She might have been getting some money. I'm just saying, all these people screaming and hollering and whatnot and cutting the fool. We got to check and see who's been dipping into the taxpayers' cookie jar. Anybody who's putting up this much fuss, they need to be first on the list of Pam Bundy's investigative subpoena.
Our federal agents are called data.
It's just loud talking. You know,
and you will not even entertain a motion to bring this to For those watching at home, they don't have the votes in the room.
This wasn't expected. It wasn't in the agenda. We're trying to print everything and get it ready to.
Attention to all the waste that Elon Musk is finding. I understand some of you are really concerned about Elon's alleged power. He's going in and he's cleaning house. He's figuring out where the money is and where it's going. I heard there was, I don't remember how many thousands or if it was millions, but there was a ton of money going into the New York Times.
Yes.
They're a business. Why is the government giving them money? Politico?
Did you all know, all my taxpayers and him, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the like button. To all my American citizens, did you know that your tax dollars have been going to fund the New York Times? Did you know that? Did you all know that your tax dollars, Joe Biden gave $8 million to an online Politico, which is an online like newspaper for insiders, and 8 million of your tax dollars. They don't have any money to rebuild your schools or that road that has a pothole that keeps messing up your transmission. Oh, but they got money to give to an online news service that was pretty much broke 4 years ago. That's what they're doing with your money.
A left-wing online alleged news resource getting thousands and thousands of dollars from the government. USAID going to foreign countries to spread the transgender information.
That's where your money goes.
Why are we using our money? We should be using for homelessness, affordable housing, issues that are affecting us every day. To be sending books about transgenderism to Somalia.
Because, sir, they're saying they're sending it over there because nobody's going to investigate that. But in reality, they're more likely than not sending the money over there and then getting it kicked back. That's why these politicians who make $100,000 a year are worth millions of dollars after 5 or 6 years. That's what's going on. This is a whole scheme. And what's happening is they're pulling back the layers and it's going down, all the way down.
Co-President Musk, that is about saving the American people money.
Here we go.
I mean, they are literally angry, outraged, because President Trump has appointed Elon Musk and his team.
Yep, they mad now.
To save the American people's money. Why? Why are they so against this? I tell you what, the enemies of our nation has formally taken on faces. Now we know, and we understand. This money has been lining pockets. It's been making a round trip and coming back to the pockets over here. I mean, there's even a report.
She's saying the same thing I'm saying. Nobody thinks they gave $20 million to teach to have a Sesame Street in Iraq. That money got kicked back to some politicians and whoever other fat cats are getting rich off our taxes dollars. We're not stupid. And so that's why they're over there acting a fool and trying to knock down the door and get in there. These politicians, boy, it's going down, down, down.
$50 million going to Gaza for condoms.
Look at that.
I mean, what is we don't want y'all to have any more babies going on over there.
Yeah.
Every Democrat, Republican, conservative, independent, American citizen, we should be more curious as to where these funds have been going and
know the money
whose hands they are actually landing in.
Yes.
I don't know why
I don't know where the money is going.
We wouldn't be.
Straight, you're mad at the dude pointing out all of the bank robberies that have been happening to our tax dollars for the last decades. You're mad at him because, first off, you don't like him.
First of all, let's remember that Elon Musk used to be a Democrat and they love this dude, right? And so the minute he aligned himself with Trump and got tired of those California politics, now he's like the most hated man in America. Okay.
He's a billionaire. You don't like that he's associated with Trump, and you don't think that he should have unfettered access to that. But let's ignore the fact that he's pointing out all of the billions to hundreds of billions of dollars that have been misspent. And he's done this within a couple days, and you're mad at him.
Yeah. I want you all to understand, every time you pay your taxes, your money gets funneled. That check you get, that they take a third of your money out, all of this money goes to the Treasury. All of this money goes to these agencies. They are taking your money and teaching people how to have divergent sexual habits in other countries. That's what they're doing with your money. They're not fixing your roads. Okay. They're not funding more firehouses and police stations, fire stations. No, they're taking your money and sending it off overseas. It's not that they're not feeding kids. Okay, they're not protecting women. They are taking your money and wasting it on these crazy projects, and they're getting it kicked back to themselves.
Because why? That's the epitome of the left. Yeah. The epitome of the left is against all odds, stupidity prevails. Because
look at this type of this is a picture
here of an Al-Qaeda leader, and they are in a USAID.
See that in the background? I didn't put this up at first because I'm like, surely this can't be real. This is so unbelievable. It can't be real. The same governmental agency that's being raided right now, the audited, USAID. This is Al-Qaeda in 2013. This tent was built with their money. Our enemies, we paying our enemies money. This is what I want y'all to understand. Look at this, man. This is where your tax dollars are going. You look, whatever you think about some of these folk, Glenn Beck or whatever, it's there for you to look at.
10.
Okay.
Look who signed the check for the initial $200,000 payment to the Islamic Relief Agency, the United States Agency for International Development. The more you look into USAID, the more shocked
United States Agency for International Development. That's
program to undermine Cuba and push people to dissent. Now, let me show you how much money we're talking about. It included a $1 billion sovereign loan guarantee, $320 million in general assistance. So where else beside the NIH has money been coming from? By far, the largest donors
I want y'all to listen to where your money's been going.
Are from USAID and the Department of Defense. Judicial Watch found that the U.S. State Department and USAID had been giving millions to the Macedonian arm of George Soros's
You hear that?
Open Society Foundation. What for? to train youth movements.
So USAID, and those are always, they're known.
You understand that this is where your money is going. Okay, this is where our tax dollars are going. And now you have all these politicians lined up fighting against it, okay, because they're scared out of their minds. That's what's going on now. Okay?
Ranking Treasury official David A. Lebrick is resigning rather than complying with a request by Doge for access to audit.
Did you hear that? You heard that, Cat? I want y'all to hear this. Let me run this back. I want you to hear this. Is very important. Listen to what he's saying.
This Robbie Starbuck on Twitter. The highest ranking Treasury official, David A. Lebrick is resigning rather than complying with a request by Doge for access to audit where they've spent trillions of dollars a year. Why would career bureaucrats fear an audit by Elon Musk and Doge to see where we can save money? Elon Musk reposts it and says the Doge team discovered, among other things, that payment approval officers at Treasury were instructed always to approve payments, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. They literally never denied a payment.
They have been told to approve payments, even to known fraudulent groups and terrorist organizations. This is where your money's been going.
In their entire career, not even once. What? Not even once. But I think this is more important than even that. Okay. There's just bear with me on this. Let's walk through this. Okay. Elon Musk's team now has access to Treasury's payments system. And this is a lot of the reasons like people are freaking out. In a process typically run by civil servants, the Treasury Department carries out payments submitted by agencies across the government, dispersing more than $5 trillion in fiscal year 2023. Okay, so Mr. Lebrick, right? That's this guy. And this is an article from 2023. And I think you'll see where I'm going with this once I start reading through this. The man in charge of knowing when the U.S. runs out of money. And again, 2023, as the debt ceiling deadline approaches, the team at the Treasury Department is tracking the cash very carefully. This Robbie Starbuck on Twitter, the highest ranking Treasury official. 53. Okay, so Mr. Lebrick, right? That's this guy. And this is an article from 2023.
All under Biden.
And I think you'll see where I'm going with this once I start reading through this. The man in charge of knowing when the U.S. runs out of money. And again, 2023, as the debt ceiling deadline approaches, the team at the Treasury Department is tracking the cash very carefully.
Yeah. And see, there was another instance, and I didn't want to bring it up because it hadn't been verified and Uncle D ain't trying to get sued. But there's an individual who's from another country in Africa. Okay. And this person was a high-ranking member of the Treasury. And this fella, he has been apparently wiring money to companies in his hometown. You understand what I'm saying? In his hometown in the country in Africa where he's from. And he left and he went back to Africa. So my goodness, right? This is where your money's been going. And there's a lot of people that have had a whole lot to say about it. It's not just black folks, white folks, all Americans are extremely concerned about this. And I think you should be too. Listen to this fella.
Quote, objective news outlet Politico has been completely and totally funded by USAID. This is one of the biggest scandals in, I believe, American news media history. So I'm scrolling down my feed and I see Benny Johnson had posted a screenshot that basically said that USAID had funded Politico to the tune of $8.9 million, I believe it was.
$8.9 million. Okay. An online internet thing, online internet news source. That's what
this is why Politico could not pay staff yesterday. This is why they basically are about to shut down because they've been.
And Trump cut it off. Now, what I want y'all to understand is while the audit is going on, Trump has ceased paying anything out for 90 days so that they can have an opportunity to see what the heck is going on. And just to let you know, Politico, this particular online news outlet, they couldn't even make their payroll. You see what I mean? That's what happened with them. They couldn't make their payroll because they are so reliant on the money that they receive from the federal government. You understand what I'm saying? So, golly, let's keep going.
Completely funded by USAID, which has taken American tax dollars. Political writers are trotted all over to CNN, all over to MSNBC, all over to every other mainstream outlet that you can think of, and they are presented as objective reporters. Now, when you hear conservative influencers like me or Benny Johnson or Tim Pool or take your pick talk about how biased and corrupt the mainstream media is.
Listen to this young lady. Listen to this young lady.
I know y'all didn't okay this. Do y'all want to hear what the hell they've been spending money on? I'm quite sure that y'all have heard samples. Well, here, let me.
Yes, we want to hear what they did, baby. Tell us what they've been doing with our money.
Let me give you a couple of more bites. $7 million on various projects studying magic. 1.5.
They spent $7 million studying magic.
$1 million to use kittens in a study to analyze motion sickness. $6.9 million studying smart toilets that recognize the user's anal print. $2.3 million to inject dogs with cocaine. 108
Head cocaine dogs. Remember that they spent all that money to put crack cocaine in
$15,000 to study if a metal replica robot, Thanos, by the way, it's for Marvel Comics Thanos. I know everybody knows who Thanos is. Could really snap his fingers. Could really snap his damn fingers. The glove on. The Infinity Glove with the Infinity Stones. $75,000 in grants on a Harvard study on lizards blowing off trees with a damn leaf blower. With a leaf blower. That little squirrel couldn't even live his best life last year. Y'all had to take that little squirrel out. But y'all want to blow lizards off trees with leaf blowers. Y'all from Harvard. $611,000 to evaluate microaggression among Latinx individuals with obesity.
In other words, we're going to see how mad we can make fat Latinos. That's what this is about.
7,944 on the role of the estrous cycle and nucleus accumbens signaling on incubation of oxycodone cravings in female rats. I'm just reading it how.
Now, you all know that Uncle D was working on my PhD in environmental molecular toxicology while simultaneously working on my master's degree in biology. So basically what that translates to is they took some rats and they let the rats have a period, like a menstrual cycle, and then they examined the period. That's what they spent your money on. Rat menstrual cycles. That's what you hard, but they can't fix your roads, but they got money to examine bloody rats. That's what.
Not to mention, in 2023, we spent $150.7 billion on the people who are currently protesting and burning our flags right now. So, at this point, if you don't like America, you could really leave.
You can get on up out of here.
You could really leave.
Get on.
Government efficiency. We were looking over last year's budget and we found some anomalies that we wanted to address. Okay, if you're talking about the military budget, if you want a safe country, that's how much we... Oh, we didn't even start looking at that yet. Get ready for that. No, we were looking at this list here. We wanted to start with the National Pillow Fluffing Initiative. I mean, don't you want your pillow to be fluffy? Not when you're spending over $1 million of taxpayer money. We're cutting that. Also, the Bureau of Elevator Music Standards. Explain yourself. Forgive me for trying to set the vibe, bro. $800,000 a year. The National Velcro Noise Study. What's the problem here? You don't have to spend $1 million a year to know that Velcro noise is annoying. Now, the Program of Ice Cube Uniformity and the American Cloud Watching Fund. Okay, that one's a problem, but I'm kind of OCD and I like it when my ice cubes are all the same size and shape, you know?
This might be a skit, but what they're telling you is these people are just making up stuff to spend your money on, and they're going out there spending it because, again, it is my belief.
Every single American complains.
It's my belief that they're actually doing this for the kickbacks. But listen to this fella
about
here.
Paying taxes and how many taxes we pay.
We do.
So Trump goes and puts a freeze on federal funding so that he can review.
Remember, he put a freeze on federal funding for 90 days. He's not saying we're not going to eventually pay these people, but he put a freeze on federal funding for 90 days. Now, here's the problem. if you're a politician and you set up, you trying to get that you got to get that country club admission paid for, and that's $75,000, and you waiting for your kickback money from from the gay dog march that you organized in Guam. And so, now the money's late. You know what I mean? You got to make that mortgage on the house and the money's late. And you was waiting for that kickback. And so, yeah, you're going to be out there protesting, knocking on people's doors. You're going to be knocking on the door. You don't need to let out in. That's what I'm saying.
View where every single dollar is being spent.
We want to know.
He wants to know where every single penny is going.
Want to know.
How do you people expect to lower the taxes if we don't know where our tax money is going?
I want the folk who are dedicated to the Democratic Party. Again, I've been a lifelong Democrat. The only time I voted for a Republican president was Trump, and Trump in 2020. That's it. Now, I didn't know all this, but my black folks, you've been keeping these Democrats in power. And this is the crooked crap that they've been doing. You understand? And now I understand why Republicans are always saying, hell with that foreign aid, but and the Democrats were always for the foreign aid because that's how they get that paper. That's how they get those kickbacks. I just want you to think about it. And I'm sure it's not just isolated to one party or another, but look who's doing all the screaming. You see?
The federal government has lost or misplaced $1 trillion in 2024. $1 trillion.
I want my black folks to understand, you always talking about reparations. I believe in reparations. Hey, if it's due, it's due. They say they don't have $1 trillion for you, but they lost $1 trillion. The federal government says we don't have $1 trillion to compensate the descendants of slaves and get y'all that 40 acres and a mule that we said we were going to get you. We don't have time we can't compensate you for your grandfathers who were excluded from the GI Bill. We can't compensate you from the money you lost because of redlining. We can't compensate you for all the other things because $1 trillion is too much. And now come to find out, our government lost $1 trillion. I've lost $20 and I'm still angry about it. These people lost $1 trillion of our taxpayer dollars and they keeping on pushing. They act like we've done something wrong for asking questions. $1 trillion, and I actually think it's $1.8 trillion, but let's keep
is gone. They cannot account for it.
They can't know
every single thing that this man does. You guys always have something to complain about. What the f did Biden?
Yeah, here's what I'm saying. All you guys who the knee-jerk response to Trump, look, man, get over that. Let this man look. He is not a fantastic, wonderful saint angel. We know that. All right. But sometimes it takes a monster to catch a monster. You understand? He know these people better than any of you. All right. He knew just where to put his attack dog, Elon Musk, at. It takes a monster to catch a monster. But the thing is, let's go ahead and let him be our monster, the monster of the American people, to go ahead and eat up all those monsters in that swamp we call Washington, D.C., who have us living in poverty, constantly trying to raise our taxes. Joe Biden hired 80,000 new IRS workers. And if that man had won again, or if Kamala had taken over, they would be taxing us out the wazoo right now. I want you all all you folk who are dedicated to the Democrat Party, I just want you to think about that. Is your hard-earned money that you've earned, do you want it to be sent off to these other countries just to come back in part to line these politicians' pockets while they lie to you? Is that what you really want? Are we that ingrained in our position? Is your ego so big that you're allowing it to affect your pockets? And literally, you spend hours and days working and trying to take care of your responsibilities and being hardworking people. And these fools are just outright stealing our money. And you okay with that because they're Democrats? And so you just let it slide. I'm not
losing its collective mind this week because it's been suggested that maybe USAID should be defunded or at the very least restructured in case you don't.
That's what their piggy bank is. They need that money.
Already
That's
know
how they
this.
do
Over the past few
club.
years, USAID has funded initiatives like these. $2 million to pay for people's sex changes in Guatemala. $20 million for a Sesame Street show in Iraq. $1.5 million to fund DEI initiatives in Serbia. $70,000 to put on a DEI musical in Ireland.
They spent $70,000 to put on a DEI musical in Ireland. Did Ireland ask for that? Where are my Irish people? Did you all ask for that? Did you something that you actually wanted? Now I just wonder if they spent $70,000, they probably spent 15. And I'm thinking, they spent 15, and maybe 50 came back. 55 came back to somebody's pocket. I'm just saying.
$47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. $500,000 to expand atheism in Nepal. And
atheism in Nepal? Isn't that what the Dalai Lama is? This is what you're doing with our money. You over there fighting the Dalai Lama. Don't believe in him. The Dalai Lama is sitting right. He's sitting right there. No, don't believe in him. This is what they're spending your money on, fam.
Get this, $38 million worth of grants that ended up going to the exact same lab where COVID is now thought to have originated.
Uh-oh. Bum, 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 bum. $38 million to the laboratory that allegedly created the beer virus. That's what they're saying, okay? You see why they didn't want you to get in? You see why they don't want Elon Musk to get into these books? You see why now? Do you all understand why? What if we find out that doggone foolish situation that happened a couple years back that had us up in our houses for 2 years straight, set our children back from their education for 2 years, was because we our government sent some money over to somebody who made a mistake and then unleashed that mistake on the world. What if we find that out? You guys are going to be very angry. The American public is going to be very angry. And that's what's about to happen. Okay? This is what's going on now.
From in Wuhan, China. USAID was given a $30 billion budget for 2025 alone. And I couldn't have said this any better myself.
And Trump said, "Nah, we're gonna push the brakes. There's people in North Carolina and California who could use that $30 billion. We're gonna chill on that." You see what I mean?
But
I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap.
I don't either. I don't think any of us do. Anybody?
Freeze was so specific, a third grader could understand it. Yeah. But yet Democrats are just willing to lie and say, oh, he's cutting Medicaid, he's cutting Medicare, he's cutting food stamps, he's cutting Head Start, he's cutting air traffic control.
That's how they get you upset. Oh, the poor children, oh, the single mothers. That's how they get you to come run to their aid, to tell you, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with none of that. You understand what I'm saying? No. Oh, the children won't be able to go to school. Yes, they will be able to go to school, ma'am. Your local tax dollars pay for the schools. You understand me? Your property taxes pay for the schools, ma'am. What are you talking about?
Control. The police, it was so specific. No more money that's not in line with an America First agenda. That means no more $300 million to circumcisions in Africa. No more money that goes to supporting this divisive and racist DEI initiative. So no more billions of dollars in taxpayer money to line the pockets of critical race theory.
News. Elon Musk Doge hits the United States Treasury, and a 25-year-old operator is already changing code. Overnight, Wired reported that contrary to published reports that Doge operatives at the Treasury Department are limited to read-only access to the
paid $85 million through the USAID. $85 million.
Did you hear that? Chelsea Clinton. You know who Chelsea Clinton is? That is Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's daughter. Do you even know who she is? Listen, she getting football numbers out here. No, she getting NBA numbers.
Chelsea Clinton got paid $85 million through the USAID. 85.
This is what the audit is revealing. Okay?
$5 million.
Now, if the daughter got $85 million, how much do you think old Skillery and Hot Boy Bill got? Huh? How much do you think he got?
For what?
For what? Did she? That's what I want to know. For what?
Do?
I don't know.
It's all based off of the Clinton Foundation. How did she receive $85 million?
I have no idea. I don't know.
And then you have Angelina Jolie and all these celebrities that were paid millions and millions of dollars to do a photo op with
$20 million went to Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt's ex-wife, to go stand over there next to Zelensky in Ukraine and take a picture. This is where your American dollars are
Zelensky in Ukraine to help his popularity.
This is where your money's going.
It is unbelievable.
I agree, sir.
How the American people have
being robbed.
30,000 emails. Hunter Biden is a crack addict with hookers. Ooh. Joe Biden sold access to the U.S. government to Chinese communists. Pelosi is rich from insider trading.
She rich. All of these people are rich.
Stephen D'Antuono of the FBI staged the Gretchen Whitmer Fednapping and January 6th.
I mean, our government is corrupt, and now it's all coming out. We are about to see the biggest scandal that the world has ever seen, much less the United States has ever seen. These people have been stealing, apparently, according to what's coming out of Doge. These people have been stealing money and doing all these shenanigans for decades. All right, that's what's been going on. And now
is that the IRS, in fact, has been using AI to access bank accounts of American citizens without any kind of a search warrant or even without any specific claim that they have committed a crime. So this was something that was discovered by an undercover journalist.
That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment and against illegal search and seizure. They're using AI to hack into your bank accounts. Listen to this.
And what they found is that the IRS has claimed that they have access to every single person's bank account. This person also.
You know them little cash apps that you've been receiving, ladies? Them little cash apps that you've been receiving from your sugar daddy? The IRS know about that. Fellas, that little money you've been kicking down to your little something on the side. IRS know about all that. They know about all that. Okay? They know. They've been hacking your bank accounts. All right, that little money you got out when you went down and did a little something, and little here and there, a little something. They know about all that. Everybody know. Your wife might not know, okay, but the IRS knows. The IRS knows everything. He's about to hire 80,000 new ones. All right, so they can know even more. You understand? That's
also indicated that they've been working with the Department of Justice and that they have absolutely no problem whatsoever going after the little guy to make sure that they are paying their taxes.
They were coming for it. The only thing that stood between us and what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was going to do to us is old hot boy Trump. Shout out to Trump. I don't care what y'all say, man. I don't care what you all say, okay? That man probably helped change the course of the direction that America was headed. I mean, this is horrible. Some of these things that I'm hearing, and I'm learning this stuff as you. I mean, we all knew the politicians was crooked, but damn, did we know they were this crooked? Did we know they were this?
You guys, I also find it rich that all of the sudden the other side has some problem with successful businessmen being involved in politics whenever you guys are the party of George Soros, of Bill and Melinda Gates, of Sheryl Sandberg, of Mackenzie Bezos, of Taylor Swift, of so many other billionaires across the country, as well as every woke, weird pervert in Hollywood. I find this incredibly disingenuous. I think the reality is that the Republican Party under President Trump has a very clear mandate from the American voters, and you guys don't like it.
They don't want none of that.
Because voters rejected everything you stand for. And
it's not that they rejected everything they stand for, sir. It's the fact that this man is digging deep down into the books. We're going to see who got paid, when, and how much. That's what's going on. We knew Washington, D.C. was crooked. We just didn't know it was crooked as a roach leg. You understand me? Let's keep listening. Let's keep on listening.
For sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that
that the government doesn't want to be audited and held responsible for all of the money that they have mismanaged, spent, and lost are the same people that wanted to hire 87,000 new IRS agents to audit us about our spending and where.
That's
big hit today. Turns out Politico could never have stood on their own 2 feet as an independent news agency. They have been supported to the tune of about $8 million from USAID and to the tune of several
$1 million a year on sushi for the Pentagon.
Hear that? The Pentagon spent listen to what she's saying.
$600 million a year on sushi for the Pentagon.
The Pentagon spent $600 million on sushi. $600 million. That's $500 million on sushi, fam. What are y'all eating? All my people in how much do y'all like sushi that much? Or were you all eating it? Somebody was taking it home. Clearly, people were taking the sushi home. Clearly, you don't eat that much sushi.
USAID. They're screaming about Elon Musk over there, but hey, George Soros and his boy are okay. They scream that we're all a threat to democracy when they've been systematically dismantling democracy before our eyes. They've been caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and there's no going back. So I would tell my colleagues across the other side of the aisle, take your salty tears and sit right back down.
Nancy Mason's
USAID has long strayed from its mission to effectively and efficiently administer aid to advance American interests.
For over 60 years, and the moment the owners of the money say, let's take a 90-day pause that I audit where my money is going, suddenly the whole country goes into a frenzy. And this should be a moment of reflection.
That's because they've been getting paid. They're not doing stuff with that stuff. They're just taking the money and stealing.
Reflection for Uganda and the African continent in general. We have been asking for a very long time to be liberated from colonialism, neo-colonialism. And now that the opportunity presents itself for...
Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see.
Now you have a proper context of why this lady and the rest of these politicians are cutting up and acting a fool. This is why they was out there acting a fool.
Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at it. What's your name? Tell us your name. Give me that ID again. So what?
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again? Huh?
No.
No? Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again.
He won't let me see it again. I said it better for the first time.
This is why they know.
No.
Yeah, boy, somebody's going to prison. Yeah, boy, y'all are going to go to prison. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, now that I've laid that foundation, I want to go ahead and commence the cooking. Matter of fact, let me get my barbecue pit ready. Golly, I mean, are we not convinced? I want to watch the. I want to continue watching the chaos. This is going to be straight up chaos that we see happening right here. Look, fam. Golly, this is. I'm not going to even take a break. I'm just going to go roll through this. Look, fam. Listen to me. I want y'all to hear me. Okay. All right. Here's the thing. It isn't just one party. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not saying it's just one party. This corruption runs deep, and it's on both sides. But right now, it's the Democrats who are in full panic mode, and the reason is because they know their system of backdoor deals and shady contracts and offshore money laundering is being dismantled. Okay, and instead of taking responsibility, they're trying to shut it all down before their names get exposed, because they're going to be ruined if it does. But here's the problem. They can't stop what's already in motion. Okay? The receipts are there. It is what it is. This is going to happen. All right? So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to break down exactly how USAID has been used as a money laundering operation and how these politicians have gotten filthy rich off your tax dollars, and why this moment right now could be the most important political reckoning in our lifetime, if not in the history of the United States. That's what we're looking at. That's how significant this is, because I don't want you all to make any mistakes. Justice is coming. You understand me? And a lot of powerful people are about to find out what happens when American people wake up. All right, so y'all go ahead and get your popcorn. But here's the thing. I want to, and thank you for everybody who've contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. Thank you guys so much. And if, again, as I always say, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. And if you learn something, you know, I would appreciate you showing me that you learned something by contributing. Only if you learn something. You didn't learn anything, you don't got to give me $1, nothing. But if you learn something, if I teach you something, if I help you answer some questions, then, you know, pay for the quality, pay for the lesson, and, you know, do what you do. But here's the thing. Again, I'm watching these Democrats, and they're in full-blown meltdown mode. They are doing everything they can to stop this audit, because that's what it is. They even trying to discredit people behind it, right? Right? If they could, look, if they could burn the evidence before it reaches the public, they would. They tried to subpoena Elon Musk. Okay, think about that. The same man who revolutionized space travel, built the world's most advanced AI company, is now exposing the corruption in our government at its highest level. And they're trying to drag him in front of Congress as if he's a criminal. Why? It's simple. Because they can't control this man. He's too rich to be bought. They don't have the money to buy him. He doesn't have a criminal record. Okay? And he's out here getting receipts. Because this agency called Doge is working faster than they can keep up with. And every day that passes, more and more of their dirty laundry is getting aired out. Then, after that didn't work, they tried to smear them young kids. All right, the ones who are leading the audits, who are probably they are literally sleeping in the facilities. I don't even think they're taking any salaries. But again, they're some of the brightest minds in tech and data analytics. Handpicked for the skills. Many of them did interns and whatnot, right? They're complaining about they're too young. You should get somebody who's 30. They're complaining because we got a bunch of 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds. Now, here's what I find out right. You saying they too young. I know it's some young fellas out here who are in the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, Air Force. You might control a whole platoon, and you might be 21 or 22 years old. They'll put you on the front lines with a rifle and your squad and send you out there to defend this country, but they're saying you're too young to operate a computer in an air-conditioned building owned by the federal government in DC. Think about that rationale. It doesn't even make sense. Okay? They call these young men too young and too experienced. You see what I'm saying? You mean like, think about the 30-year-old interns or the 20-some-year-old interns running a social media policy for the Biden administration. They weren't too young, right? Right? Or what about the activists that's fresh out of college who are dictating foreign policy and decisions just a few years ago? Those guys weren't too young. They need to chill. I mean, give me a break. All right, these young fellas, the problem is they're not under their control. They aren't part of the DC swamp. And that's exactly why they're dangerous to the establishment. These aren't interns, you see, that people can control who want to be politicians or something later on. These are outsiders, just what America wanted to have in there. And see, this audit cannot be stopped. And when the media smears didn't work, what do? They tried to physically disrupt the process. You have politicians, old women with arthritis and bad hips, okay? They went and tried to walk in there. These are the same people that talk about protecting democracy, literally tried to bum rush the door at the Department of Education and interfere with the audits. They were trying to go in there and storm the office and just let us in. We just want to go to the desk.
Well, what we want to do, y'all trying to shoot now, who are the men with the guns?
They want to interfere with the investigation. Let's be honest, fam. They want to go in there and be as disruptive as possible, hopefully cause a scene, okay, so they can smear this whole thing. That's what it is. Probably trying to go in there and get their file. It's too late. But what you do have to recognize is that this is a sign of panic, okay? That's what it is. That is panic. So the real question is why? Why are they so afraid? If USAID and all these other departments are clean, if the Department of Education was running by the books, if the IRS has been running by the books, if there was nothing to hide, then the audit should be welcome. But see, that's not what's happening. They're treating this like a fight for survival, their own survival, because for many of them it is. And that's exactly what's going on. I need you all to be clear about something. When this is all over, a lot of people aren't just going to be out of a job. They aren't just going to be run out of Washington. Shout out to my man, Lance Jackson. Thank you so much. We got 9 super chats. I'd like to get 20. That'll be plenty. Okay. But again, let me go back to what I was saying. These people aren't just going to be forced to leave office and be out of power. Some of these people are going to lose their freedom. See, this isn't about policy differences. This is not even about left versus right. This is about criminals in suits who thought that they were untouchable and until now. Shout out to Texas GRN. And the more they fight, the guiltier they look. Their panic is proof that the audit is working. And if they think they can stop what's coming, they have another thing coming, because the American people want to know at this point. I want to know. Because see, the truth is this is rolling like a freight train, right? And no amount of subpoenas or smear campaigns or door rushing theatrics is going to stop it. So, here's the thing. They're saying that the president doesn't, and I want to clear this up, and I want y'all to put your thinking hats on. We're going to learn something right now, because they're trying to say that the president of the United States does not have the power, okay, to control this audit. And I want to explain that to you all in some level of detail. Okay, so what Donald Trump is doing is completely within the law. And despite what these panic Democrats and these media pundits are saying, right, what you believe, you have to listen to this. So they're doing that because they're afraid. But the U.S. Constitution, it establishes a system of separation of powers, okay? And it's done to prevent any one branch of government from becoming too powerful. Okay, so while Congress controls the allocation, you got 3 branches of government. Congress controls the allocation of funds, money. The president, he's the head of the executive branch. That's 2. All right, and he has a sole authority over how and when the funds are dispensed. And this is a fundamental principle of the Constitution. And of course, the 3rd branch is the judiciary. But this directly counters the Democratic opposition claiming that Trump's audits are unconstitutional. So check this out. Power of the purse versus the power of execution. Okay? We're talking about the purse and the power of execution. Let's say you're the wife. You give your husband $100 to go pay a bill. He's the one to determine when the bill gets paid. He can't use that money to pay something else, but he doesn't have to go pay that gas bill. Okay, he can't get that money to his little side chick. Here you go, baby. Here's $40. I bought you $40 in a chicken sandwich. He can't use that money. He can't use it for something else, but he can definitely hold it until he's ready to pay it. See, Congress controls appropriations, but the president controls spending. Now, if I recall, and this is going to be boring, okay, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 7 of the U.S. Constitution, it says this. No money shall be drawn from the Treasury of the United States, from the Treasury, but in consequence of appropriations by law. And what this means is that Congress has the authority to allocate funds. Okay. In other words, Congress has the power to set money aside, okay, and say where the money should go. But it does not have the authority to execute those expenditures. Okay, you can set the money on the desk, but the president has to go pay people. Shout out to African Dyadic. And so that power lies solely within the executive branch, meaning that once a budget is passed, it's up to the president to determine when and how the money is spent. So the president has all these different agencies: Department of Environmental Quality, Department of Education, Defense Department, DHS, USAID, Department of Education. Okay, those are the people he uses to send out the checks. You get an email from the Department of Education, send a check to Thomas Jenkins High School in Bovine County, Tennessee. Okay, that's how it works. That's under the power of the president, because those are the people he puts up to do the work that otherwise he'd have to sit up there and write all those checks. So he puts secretaries and people in charge of these departments to run that. All right. And so as the head of the executive branch, the president has broad discretion in the administration of these federal funds. Don't say Congress sets the overall budget, but it does not have the power to force the president to immediately dispense the funds or allocate them in a particular manner. If you want to pay that bill $5 a day for the next 20 days, oh well, okay. That's what you do. They can say it's $100, but you don't have to pay it all at once. You can do what you want to do. They might think it's stupid. They might not like it, whatever. Okay. Even the Supreme Court has stated that the president, you can't mandate the president to release funds when you want to. All right. And this is the Supreme Court, I believe, I forget the name of the case, but basically the Supreme Court ruled that the president could refuse. The president could not refuse to spend funds specifically mandated by Congress, but that the executive branch does retain the authority over how the funds are distributed and enforced within the constitutional. Okay. And there was another case that said that the court ruled that Congress can't micromanage the president and his functions, including the timing and method of the fund distribution. So when you hear people saying that this is unconstitutional, they just flat out making stuff up. They trying to fool you. They're not fooling anybody who is, who has, first of all, common sense. But they're trying to fool the American public. They're trying everything. They trying fakes and bobs and weaves and everything. And here's the other thing. Not only does the president have the discretion over the federal spending, but he also has the authority to investigate how taxpayer money is being used. Mm-hmm. I want you to think about this rationale. The IRS has the authority to come sit you down in an audit and ask you every question about where you spending your money, and that falls under the executive branch. But you telling me the same executive, our president, doesn't have the authority to go ask Congress where you're spending the taxpayers' money? I just want you to think about this. Oh no, that's unconstitutional. Well, hell, then that means the IRS is unconstitutional. If you're gonna say all that. You saying the president doesn't have a right to ask Congress where their money is, where our money is going? No, that's not it. You see, that ain't gonna work. Okay. Now, again, this is where the Department of Efficiency comes in. So by placing Elon Musk in charge of auditing these federal agencies, Trump is basically exercising what is, to me and any legal scholar, a clear and legal executive function, ensuring that the funds are being used efficiently, right, lawfully, and of course are in alignment with the best interests of the American people, because that's what Trump is gunning for at this point. And if corruption and mismanagement and fraud are found, which seems to be what we're finding, then the president has a right to freeze, the funds and reallocate the resources or shut down the wasteful programs entirely. You see, and this is not an abuse of power. This is an executive branch fulfilling its duty to hold the federal agencies in account. All right. And here's another thing. If previous presidents, this is what you need to understand. If previous presidents had exercised this power, instead of looking the other way, then this systematic corruption that we see happening in USAID and these other agencies, it could have been dealt with a long time ago. And see, here's the problem. Here's where the get down is. See, Trump is not playing with these people anymore. Okay? And y'all know why. You've seen what's been happening to this man over the past 9 years. He kind of tried to play nice the last time, but he's not playing these games. This is his last term. All the stuff he had to deal with, he's not playing games. These people literally, and I don't want to deal with that right now, but they literally created an environment where the crazies tried to unalive him. Okay, so when I say play the game, what I mean is this, and shout out to everybody who got 11 super chats. It'd be great to get 20. That'll be plenty. But let me get back. I want to keep my train of thought because I think this is very important. For decades, Congress and the unelected bureaucrats, right, that they're complaining, oh, Elon Musk is not elected. Well, so are those people that have been sending out our money to all who knows where. They're unelected also, all right? But for decades, these bureaucrats, these unelected bureaucrats have enriched themselves at the expense of the American people, our hard-earned tax dollars, money that we work for. We send in and we expect them to do things that's good for us, and they're sending our money so that the trannies can have sex changes in Beirut. You understand me? Right? And these folks have been literally laundering our money. And every previous administration, both Republican and Democrat, they turned a blind eye to it, to this wasteful spending, because they probably never knew when they needed to go to the well. They needed that slush fund, right? But see, no other president has ordered an in-depth audit of any of these organizations like this. With U.S. Department of Education, USAID, none of that, okay? And no other president has held positions accountable for, held these politicians accountable for what the taxpayers, because see, remember, they need each other. But see, Trump has realized he doesn't need them. He has the American people. He's not trying to curry favor with them. He's negotiating from a position of power. But again, the Constitution is clear. Congress may have the power to purse, right? But they don't have the power of the dispensation of it. And that's what you see happening. Now, the real reason, and we talked about this before a little earlier, the real reason that they're fighting like heck, these Democrats are fighting like heck against this audit, is because, you know, they have something to hide, right? I mean, we pretty much understand that. And now they're panicking. And that's why they're fighting so hard, because when this audit is finished, the evidence is going to be undeniable and the indictments are going to be unavoidable. Look, there's an old saying, when you come for the king, you better not miss. You guys ever heard that old saying? If you come for the king, you better not miss. And at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, family, we're looking at that situation real time. Okay, Trump is not just fighting the Democratic Party. He's fighting the entire corrupt Washington establishment. He's taken on both parties, exposing both sides of the swamp, and proving what many of us have suspected for years, that politicians have been robbing the American people blind while pretending to be public servants. And so now it's payback time, right? Whether you like Donald Trump or not, he's our guy. You see? He is our guy. I don't want to pay high taxes. I don't want my children to inherit a $38 million debt. You see what I'm saying? $1 trillion debt. Okay, but like I said, the old saying, why now though? That old saying, when you come for the king, you better not miss. They missed. For 9 years, the establishment, they did everything they could in its power to destroy Donald Trump. They weaponized the justice system. Okay? Joe Biden, they launched bogus investigations. They dragged him through the impeachment process 2 and now 3 times. They fed the media endless lies. They created a political environment that branded this man a villain, a dictator, and a threat to democracy. And what happened? You're going to have crazy people that believe the hype. And some people bought into that hysteria. And some of those crazy people took it seriously, and they tried to unalive this man. That's what happens when you gin it up like that. That wasn't an accident. That was not random. That wasn't some lone wolf. That is a direct result of the fear and hatred that the lies that the establishment has spent years pumping into the American public cause. That's what that is. It's like putting it in a petri dish and you wondering why bacteria won't grow. It does, it's gonna grow. You put bacteria and some substrate in a petri dish, the bacteria will grow. It doesn't have to be intentional. It comes out the air, literally. They made Trump out to seem like a monster, and then they act shocked when somebody tried to take him out. And now we're seeing what happens after they miss. Trump is coming for all of them. And I'm here to watch. I'm here to watch the carnage. You understand? I'm gonna make a lot of money on YouTube doing a play-by-play of this carnage. Okay, we have politicians who sold out the American people, and now they're getting exposed. We got bureaucrats who funded tax dollars into their own pockets, and now they're getting audited. The media, these media figures who propped up this corruption, they're losing credibility by the second. They got MSNBC is probably gonna get sold or go bankrupt. And then you have these corporate elites who bought influence, and they're about to lose their golden ticket. And when this is all over, there will either be a lot of people in prison, defamed, or disgraced, and their careers are going to be destroyed and their power stripped away. And they are panicking. See, at this point, we're not just talking about political revenge. We're talking about consequences. For decades, these folk, they played a game. They were unchecked. They were untouchable and unaccountable. And they thought, oh, we could just do this forever. We're going to play the game. You scratch them out. They'll never snitch on us because, you know, we can snitch on them. They'll expose themselves. See? They thought, if anybody comes up, we'll just defame them. We'll just destroy them and discredit them and bury it. They can't do that with Trump. They tried already. Everything this man said, I could unalive somebody in the middle of Times Square, my people would still vote for him. He was right. Shout out to Johnny Harris. You can't defame Donald Trump anymore. He can pretty much do what he wants. There's nothing you can say about it. What are you going to say? He slept with prostitutes and paid a hooker. Oh, okay. He cheated on his wife. And what does that have to do with Elon Musk exposing you all? And see, now they've met the one man who's not going to back down from them. The one man who they couldn't take out, the one man they tried to ruin, but who made the most spectacular political comeback that I've seen or heard of. They shot this shot, they missed, and now it's over for them, fam. So what do we expect to come? What do we see happening? Let me tell you what's going to happen. What I expect to happen is a lot of sudden resignations. That's what I see. I see some forensic audits of the federal agencies coming. That's going to reveal some misuse of taxpayer funds on a massive scale. Okay, I see a lot of forensic accounting of politicians' personal bank accounts, which will show where the money really went. And then when it's all laid out, and these corrupt politicians, they're going to have two choices: resign or go to prison. Maybe. Okay, I want you to think about this. How does someone like Nancy Pelosi, a career politician on a government salary, become a multimillionaire? And some of you say, well, she did trading. Okay, cool, got it. You guys know AOC, right? Who was a bartender. And just a few years ago, she was a bartender. Now she has suddenly amassed wealth beyond her salary. I want you all to Google AOC's net worth. How does that happen? Google AOC's net worth. Somebody write, I want the internet to do what the internet does. Google AOC's net worth. Go ahead and Google it. Right? And when you look at it, you're gonna say, man, the math ain't mathing. Shout out to everybody who's contributed to the Cash App. This math doesn't add up unless you start looking at where the money is actually coming from. See, this is the moment Washington, D.C. feared would never come. A real president with real power who's not playing with these people and who's exposing the truth. Now, what has Doge discovered so far? Let's get down to it. Let's go in because our Uncle D has compiled an extensive list of what Doge has done so far in 18 days. Somebody type 18. It's only been 18 days. This is where we at, right? We've learned that USAID, and I'm going to start with them, USAID is basically a political slush fund, okay? The official name is the United States Agency for International Development, right? It's supposed to be used for humanitarian aid, but instead, it's been exposed as one of the largest money laundering operations for politicians and special interest groups and global elites. Here's what they found so far: billions of dollars funneled overseas with little or no accountability. Contracts awarded to fake companies tied to politicians and their families. And then they also have these massive aid payments, which suspiciously are timed right before elections and political campaigns. Somebody type in the chat room. You see? They got millions of dollars spent on little projects for these little politicians just make stuff up. It's ridiculous. Now let's go over some stuff in detail. Are you with me? So they spent $8 million, specifically $7.9 million of your tax dollars that you sacrificed for. You work those extra hours to try to get money, and then they just turn around and take it right out your check. And then at the end of the year, when it's your tax return, they don't give it to you. They spent $7.9, shout out to my man Eric Brodus, $7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language. What does that mean? We have people who in Sri Lanka who have learned how to not say he and she in their periodicals that they write. That's what you spent $8 million on that. That's where your money went. They don't have money to fix your roads, right? This is what they holding your check up for. Here's another one. $6 million to transform digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles. What does that mean? Sounds like bots, that they had feminist bots coming on to Facebook and YouTube to like, you know, push feminist rhetoric. $6 million for that. $2.1 million to help the BBC. That's the British Broadcasting Company. Value the diversity of Libyan society. Do you all even know what Libya is? Well, you should know, because $2.1 million of your dollar, that's $2,100,000 went over there to help the British Broadcasting Company place the value on diversity of Libyan society. That's where your money went. $2.3 million for artisanal and small scale gold mining in the Amazon. You understand what I'm saying? This is where your money goes. Oh, and let's talk about the Rainbow Rights, the Rainbow Riders. They sent $2 million for sex changes for and LGBT activism in Guatemala. Is that what y'all asked for? That's why the Guatemalans are coming up here. Because you didn't send all them people, too many damn folk down there that got switched up down there. Another $1.5 million went to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They spent, look, they don't have money to send Jamaicans food. They're not down there paying for scholarships for kids to go to college. Oh, but we can spend $1.5 million. All them raggedy roads down there, you spend $1.5 million teaching them folk how to be gay in Jamaica. That's what you're telling me? That's the best you can do with our American dollar? Where the Jamaicans at? Well, the yard man at? Yard man. Where the yardies at? Yardies. They spent $1.5 million US to teach a man how to be a blood clot, but I ain't gonna say it. I don't want YouTube to mess me up. But yeah, that's what they're doing with your money, America. $3.9 million for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans. Do you all know what that is? I don't know. Don't they have other issues over there? Shout out to Black Set. You don't think that in the Western Balkans, there's a better way to spend that $3.9 million? I'm just saying, I think there probably is. But that's what they spent it on. $5.5 million for LGBT activism in Uganda. So it's a dude in Uganda right now. that pocketed $5.5 million to go out there and say, hey, look, come big A, do the gay. I need you to do the gay. The Americans are sending me money. They pretend to be gay. Put the wig on. When they come, I take the picture. We send it back. We split the money. I give you 2 goats. I keep the money. Okay? That's what they're doing in Uganda. Teaching that hard to Africa. Nothing to do with America. Most of y'all don't even know where Uganda is. Okay? But this is what they're doing with your money. Another $6 million for advancing LGBT issues in priority countries around the world, whatever that means. All right. And here's another $6.3 million to study men. Listen to study men who have sex with men in South Africa. This is $6.3 million. You out here fighting, trying to pay your bills so some dudes in South Africa so they can make porn or whatever of dudes getting down in South Africa. This is what they're spending your money on, man. You understand what I'm saying? And let's not, it gets even more interesting. They spent $20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. $20 million. I think the real Sesame Street didn't cost $20 million. Since when did Big Bird cost $20 million? I didn't know Bert and Ernie cost $20 million. I went to school to be a lawyer and Bert and Ernie make more money than me. Is that what you're telling me? 2 puppets in Iraq? Did they speak the language that the Iraqis speak? I mean, I need to know. You understand? Who was this for? Who showed up for that? Didn't we just blow up Iraq? Didn't we just go to war when you sending Sesame Street over there? I'm just saying. They spent $1.3 million to fund Arab and Jewish photographers. Look, man. You gonna give them 1.3? They can't take pictures over here? Why they can't use their cell phones? This is what I want to know. We need that much money? What did you do? $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. What? So you sending Cubans home, but you also sending $1.5 million so they can do media ego. So you got a newspaper down there, right? Here's $20 million for a group related to key players in the Russian Gate impeachment hoax. So they funded that, right? What about $20 million to promote green transportation in Georgia? I'm not talking about the state of Georgia. I'm talking about the country of Georgia. So they're over there. They putting EV car, giving out free EV cars over there in Georgia, the country of Georgia. You get a car, you get an electric car. But over here, we just ride. We trying to get our bus passes and transfers together. $6 million for tourism development in Egypt. $6 million for tourism development. So you spend $6 million so people in Egypt can put commercials out to come visit. $2.5 million to promote inclusion in Vietnam. Shout out to Logic Hits. Inclusion in Vietnam, $2.5 million. $16.8 million for a separate inclusion group in Vietnam. So they got 2 inclusion groups in Vietnam. I guess the first inclusion group only got $2.5 million. They didn't like the second inclusion group. So they had to start a second inclusion group for $16.8 million, but they had to give them a lot more money because like everybody was joining the first inclusion group, I'm sure. Okay. And then another $8.3 million for USAID education in equity and inclusion. All right. So what you're looking at is just straight out corruption. They gave $10 million to Al Qaeda. That was like our enemy, right? So that they can fund meals, right? That's what they did. Okay. They $5 million for Eco Health Alliance, whatever that is, which funded bat virus research at the Wuhan lab. Okay, that y'all know that beer virus. That's where your beer virus allegedly started. $122 million funneled to organizations tied to these terrorist groups. I mean, look, y'all, look. I mean, this money isn't just disappearing. This is what I need you to understand. All that money I mentioned, it's not just disappearing. I have an inkling that it's returning to Washington, D.C. Okay? I have a feeling that these same, well, let me say it like this. These foreign aid groups are donating back to these U.S. political campaigns after receiving the so-called foreign aid. You understand what I'm saying? So you got foreign groups who receive money from the taxpayers and then turn right back around and then send it to these campaigns for these politicians. You see how that works? It's just money laundering. You got millions of taxpayer dollars are routed through these NGOs only to end up right back in the personal accounts of these politicians. These politicians, they hold stock in companies that benefit from federal contracts. You got Nancy Pelosi's husband, hey, mate, you know the dude that got hit upside the head in his house with the other dude, police came in there. Her husband's made millions of dollars in stock on companies receiving federal contracts. And this woman is a congressman. So of course she would be privy to know what the contracts are gonna say and who's gonna go for. You got AOC, who's a doggone bartender a few years ago, and now she's a multimillionaire. I find it, I would not be surprised if this so-called foreign aid money has been redirected to these think tanks and these NGOs run by these former government officials. And see, this is what Doge is finding out. This is why they are sweating in their boots. And here's another thing. Hollywood has been involved too. You know your favorite actors and actresses? Angela Jolie, Brad Pitt's wife, 20 million. What did she do? I mean, did she build a rocket? No. These folk literally paid Hollywood celebrities to be pro-Ukrainian. You understand? I mean, there's a going price for that. Angelina Jolie, 20 million. Orlando Bloom, 8 million. Sean Penn, 5 million. Ben Stiller, 4 million. These are what they're saying. I'm just repeating what's being said. Allegedly, these folk went out here to Ukraine to stand next to the president, Zelensky, to try to help him be more popular. Okay? Here we are struggling with inflation and high gas prices. Y'all can't even afford to buy eggs, and they just gave Sean Penn $5 million to go stand next to some dude in Ukraine. And you wonder why these Democrats are melting down? Why they try to subpoena Elon Musk? Why they trying to smear these young Doge auditors as being too inexperienced? They literally physically tried to storm the office of the Department of Education. You know why they cutting up like that? Because they know the truth is coming out. That's why. This investigation is only 18 days old. And it's proven that the government has not been serving the American people. It's been serving itself. And the Democrats, they aren't fighting for democracy. They're fighting for self-preservation. Because when it's all over, half of Washington is going to be facing criminal charges. Baby, they're going to be going to jail. Somebody type, you going to jail in the chat room. These people are going to jail. What's coming next? Indictments. That's what's coming next. Somebody spell indictment in the chat room. All right. After these full forensic audits are finished, right? After they get through investigating these congressional financial disclosure, you can't even lie on a financial disclosure. And so once they find out they've been lying, oh, talk about audits, jail time, fraud, embezzlement. They'll be lucky if they get a chance to resign. You understand me? They'll be lucky if they get a chance to resign. Look, got a lot of people in here. I need you all to go ahead and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Don't do me dirty. All right. I don't need y'all out here doing me dirty. But you want to know why they cutting up and acting a fool? Why Auntie out here, you know, standing? Why Auntie out here yelling? This is why. Look.
Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let him see you. This is him. Look at it. What's your name? Tell us your name. Give me that ID again. So what?
I showed
Indictments. That's why. That's why they're out there. People are angry. People are upset. This is why they're acting a fool. They're not out there trying to fight for justice for you. It's plenty of, they don't need to go fight for justice in there. Go to North Carolina. Go. You got California burning, and you got one of your most prominent congressmen standing outside in front of the Department of Education. You see what I mean? Instead of making an issue about what's going on. But anyway, you guys make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay? I need y'all to go ahead and do that now. Okay? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I need you all. How many subscribers do we have right now? I think we're like 72,000. We got a good bit of folk in here. I want you guys to hit the subscribe button. Do that favor for me. I know most folk don't have time to money to be donating money to folks, but that's all right. You can go ahead. And I would like to get 20 super chats. We got 15. I know y'all learned something. I know you learned something, but right now I want to get those likes up and get those subscriptions popping, rolling, flowing, and doing what it do. Okay, go ahead and do that now. Let me see. I'm going to actually pull this up because I want to see where we are. Let's see how many folk. Guess who's going to prison? We got lots of folks in here. I want to see where we are. But we only have how many 715 likes. Man, that ain't right. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button. We got 715 likes and we got over 1,200 folk in here. Y'all hit the like button. Come on, man. Let's get there. Get there. All right. Let's go ahead and get there. Okay. Y'all got to do me better than this, man. I'm working hard. You learned about some constitutional stuff tonight. You got enough, man. Come Monday morning, when you get around that water cooler, you can say, oh my, you don't know what you're talking about. You can talk about all the money being spent. Always seems like all we're doing is exporting gay. That's what we're doing, export the gay. You're exporting gay. So we got almost at 800 likes. Hit the like button. I know you guys are listening. I know you're listening. I'm going to run some more videos and talk loud and crazy again if y'all don't hit that like button. Hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's subscribe. All right, shout out. I'm gonna start shouting everybody out. Let's see who we got here. Truth Seeker, shout out to you. Who else we got up in here, man? Some of my favorite. Where my wrench mob at? Why my wrench mob ain't making no noise? I don't see a wrench anywhere. What's up with that? We got 16 super chats. We are moving it. But hit that like button too. I appreciate the super chats, but I need these likes to happen. I need to get this algorithm crackling. We still low on the on the likes. And I'm going to go ahead and keep this thing moving, but I need y'all to hit that like button. Also, Lord Giatron, Uncle D, I'm on my way to Los Angeles this weekend. Thank you so much. We got 18. All right, we almost at 20 super chats. We're going to be outstanding. But matter of fact, I want to go ahead and read these super chats and read these cash apps because these folk are the MVP. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the super chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. I do have some Cash Apps. I'm not going to read them full names because I don't want to expose anybody. You know, you keep it secret. You know, shoot me the Cash App. I'm cool. Shout out Mr. Watkins. Shout out Mr. Turner. Shout out Al T. Shout out Mr. Derek. Shout out Angie. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Good looking out to the Cash App crew. Now, I want to also take the time to, we just got one in late. Shout out to Mr. Raphael, thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you. We got 20. No, we don't have 20. That's all right. It don't bother me. I would like to have 20, but that's okay. We got 18. Shout out to the great 18 people who contribute to the super chat. So we're not finished. We got some more work to do, but I want to make sure that I acknowledge everybody who contributed to the super chat while we got a packed house. Black Sand said treason. Sounds like it. I don't know about treason, but it definitely sounds like somebody's going to get more. That's what it sounds like. Maxine Waters, I can't believe it. Jesus, I can't believe it. They won't get that down, Maxine. Sit down. Moby said, I didn't stop making music for this because I know dude looks just like Moby, right? Dude looks just like Moby. Who else? Alonzo Dunn. She said, this boy unplugged my oxygen tank to get 3 bars on his telephone. He bad and managed. That's the shit, man. Did you guys see? That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. Yeah, she's out there like some old grandma babysitting her grandson, man. Look at this, how she all up in my man's face. Look at that, man. Look at she getting
Vice-ranking member of the education.
Oh man, look at this. She is off.
All of these gun loading.
Yeah. She did. It gets worse. Look at that.
No, well, someone else ask him for the ID.
Somebody call his mama. Somebody call his mama. Yeah, you can't come over here no more. I ain't gonna watch you. Your mama gonna have to find somebody out to babysit you.
That's right. Auntie Maxine. Anyway, shout out to Winnie 0815. Samuel, thank you so much. Wrench Turner. Maxine said, boy, I ought to pull the pins off and hit you. Funny, man. Y'all I'm done. She need to go on somewhere, let some young blood come up in there and take that spot. But you know, they can't leave, they can't let it go. Anyway, shout out to they come in office making $178,000 a year, and they're all worth 5 to 10 million after 3 years. That's suspicious. That is very suspicious, right? Where that money come from? What else are you doing? You got a side hustle? What, you selling cocaine on the side? What are you doing? Right? Democrats have been this upset since slavery was about bro, that was the most inappropriate, hilarious joke. Carlos Cole, you wrong for that, bro, but you are pretty accurate. Shout out to you for that. I'm gonna give you a hand clap for that one. That was funny. Lance Jackson, thank you for the 1999. We got 19 super chats. We almost at 20, man. Maybe we'll get to 20 before I get down to the bottom. H-Town, stay down, rip to all the used to rappers falling by that syrup. Yeah, that syrup getting a lot of them, baby. Stay off of them. Stay off of that dope. African died for the collection plate. Praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, fam. Al Capone said the people with the attaché case can steal more money than he could have with the gun. Hey, that is super accurate. Thank you so much, man. Letitia James, Fannie Willis on the hit list. Oh, they've been on the hit list. Eric Brodus, good looking out. My man, Black Sand, he said they need to claw all that money back. I hope they get all of our money. I want to see all of these politicians who have been using and scared of trillion all of that, trillion all. You've been the reason we have trillions of dollars in debt because y'all been taking the money. You haven't been doing what you're supposed to do. Our country is falling apart because you all want to line your pockets. You don't have the best interest of the country in here, in mind. Auntie Maxine trying to make sure she can get her car replaced before they find the BS. Right. That's right. Uncle D, I'm on my way to Los Angeles this weekend. Yes, sir, I'll be safe. My whole family loves you. They say your work is doing wonders for me. Hey, man, shout out to your family, man. Make sure you tell them I said hello. Okay, tell you, all you people I said what's up, man. And I'm glad that I could be instrumental in helping you, be the best human being you can be, brother. Good. Always good. Shout out to all the youngsters who've been hanging out with me for years. I appreciate y'all, man. I always be your Uncle D. My man, Dale Simlin, they are paying rent for LGBT-only buildings in downtown Oakland, newly built state of art. Yeah, that's where your money is going. Okay. Respect. You deserve a great deal of respect. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. All right. We got 19 super chats. If we could have got 20, that'd have been plenty. But 19 is fine. But nevertheless, look here. I want you all to hear me. And I want to reserve this conversation for Black America. Okay. I want this first part. This is for everybody. But I want Black America to listen. I want you to listen. Hear me out now. All right. I want you to listen to me. Black folk, all you all that voted for the Democrats, I want you to listen to me. Listen. Shout out to Simple Shit TV. Thank you so much. We got 20. Yeah. 20 with a 20. Yeah. We're looking out, bro. Look. Let's talk. I want to talk to you all directly, Black America. Okay? 60 years. You've been the most loyal voting bloc for the Democratic Party. We voted for them religiously in overwhelming numbers. Even this most recent election, we either had a choice between a senile old man and a woman who couldn't even formulate a sentence. And you all still voted for her. Black women, 93%. Black men, 79%. You have dedicated yourself to voting for these people. Election after election. And for what? Lots of broken promises, crime-ridden neighborhoods, schools falling apart, abandoned communities, and crumbs. Hell, you don't even get crumbs anymore. We get nothing. The immigrants got all our money. The Venezuelan migrants get our stuff. But you know who hasn't been abandoned? Everybody else. And now, thanks to this audit, we can see exactly where our hard-earned tax dollars have been spent. If Black Americans just had the tax dollars that we spent into the secretary, to the Treasury, we could have rebuilt our communities over and over again, a dozen times. right? They told you there wasn't enough money for your schools. There wasn't enough money to fix your roads. But they got $1.5 million for LGBTQ advocacy in Jamaica. And I can tell you that the Jamaicans don't even want that. They told you they don't have enough for job programs for your youngsters to teach them how to be welders or pipe fitters, cut grass. Shout out to Big Boss Real Life. That's what they told you. But they got $20 million to put on a Sesame Street show in Iraq. They told you there wasn't enough money for affordable housing, but they found $6 million for digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles in Bosnia or something. They told you there wasn't enough money to clean up your streets, but they had $25 million for green transportation in Georgia, not Atlanta, but the country of Georgia. They told you they didn't have reparations. It was impossible. But they gave $122 million to terrorist organizations. Your tax dollars. And this is what you voted for, black folks. All my Democrats, come on, be proud. All the Democrats, type Democrat in the chat, put a D. This is what you voted for. You voted for them. Claim it. And this is how they repaid you. They don't respect you. They take you for granted because they know you'll keep coming back no matter how many times they betray you. And the truth is they could have been exposed decades ago. Any president could have done this, but they didn't because they wanted to keep playing the game. Trump isn't playing this game with these people. He's laid it all out on the line. And because of this audit, the Democratic Party is melting down. They are literally losing their poop. And they know what's coming. And that's why they're desperate. They want to stop this. They got to stop this. But they can't. These people are probably praying for earthquakes and hurricanes and everything. They trying everything they can. They even tried to pull out the Yahtzee card on Elon Musk. And maybe it's true, you know? But the reason we know they're doing it is because they don't have a defense. They can't deny the corruption that's being exposed, and they're going to try to distract you. And how are they going to do it? By calling Elon Musk a Yahtzee. You see? In other words, he's a racist. And they think they can make you turn against this man who's pulling back the curtain on this mess just by playing on your emotions. They think if they whisper the word Yahtzee, you'll stop paying attention to what he's actually doing. You see? They want you to ignore the facts. They want you to ignore these numbers and turn on him because of his whatever the hell he is. You understand? But let me tell you something. Yahtzees can count too. You see? And as long as that Yahtzee is over there counting for us, I'm okay with him counting. Keep on counting, Yahtzee. I don't need to come have dinner at your house. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what this fool is, what his opinions are on race or me. I'm only concerned about what matters, and that is the green dollar of my hard-earned money that has been stolen from us and misused and funneled into some nonsense while we get left behind. If Elon Musk is the one who's exposing it, then I don't give a rat's patootie what they try to call this man. The only thing that matters to me is whether or not we get a final, get the answer that we want. We get some finality and get the truth. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. This man, I ain't voting for him to be the mayor or the dog catcher, but he can go in there and audit and count and put his knowledge and these youngsters that he has with him and figure out where my money is going. You understand? Nevertheless, this is why from now on, you all need to vote your interest. Somebody type vote your interest in the chat room. Don't be aligned with one party or another. Vote your interests. This is not about tradition. It's not for some misguided loyalty that has never been repaid. They gave your money to some folks in Uganda so they can try to teach them how to be gay. That's where your money went. You all have one job as a voter, one job, and that is to put your interests first. Because when you don't, when you let a political party take you for granted, they become corrupt. And that's exactly what's happening. So the next time the Democrats tell you what you can and can't have, remind them that they've given others your money. Remind them that they spent your tax dollars frivolously across the world and then probably got some kickbacks for themselves. Remind them that while they told you there was no money for you, they had millions for foreigners and activists and even terrorists. You all need to hold these people accountable. Because if you don't, nothing's going to ever change. Brothers and sisters, I need you to wake up. It's been 60 years, and it's time to snap out of it. It's time to wake up. Now, for the rest of the folk out here, for all my American folks, fellow citizens, this is going to happen. And I predict that this is probably going to be one of the biggest political scandals that has ever come out of the United States. That's what I see happening. I foresee a lot of people are going to go to prison. A lot of people are going to lose their careers. A lot of people are going to retire. That's what I see happen because it's really no stopping it now. Again, as I said earlier, you may not like Donald Trump. You may think he's a monster. But sometimes you got to hire a monster to catch a monster. And Washington, D.C. has been a monster for too long. This is Uncle D. I love you guys. And as I always say, I'm out.
Dennis Sperling.
In the city where the lights don't sleep, Uncle D got the vibe so deep. Representing men strong and free. Dennis Sperling's the king of the spree. In the streets where the rhythm flows, black men rising, that's how it goes. Uncle D got the truth to show. In his heart, that's where the fire glows. Late night tuning, light up the stream. Dennis Sperling, wisdom gleam. Voices whisper truth and insight. In his podcast, feel the light. Harmony in every word. Truth and laughter you've heard. But that's alright. Wave after wave of smooth delight. Dennis brings the dark to light. That's the Blizzard, baby! Share the tales unfold. The stories pour like morning gold. Feeling the wisdom inside me. Subscribing like time after time.
Black men, I want to salute you. The incarceration rate is down. The education rate is up. We up. We went from, we are doing great for ourselves. So you should salute yourselves. Shout out to all the brothers out there, whether you're a truck driver or engineer, whether you're an electrician or garbage man, a doctor, a lawyer, if you're a hard-working brother, if you fresh out the penitentiary, but you on your grind and you doing it legal and you trying to make amends for yourself, man, I salute you too, brothers. God bless you. This is Uncle D, and you know, I'm out.